Hello guys. Hello guys, it's me Aradha Gopal Nepal and today I'm going to make 10-minute video regarding state management. So let's get started. So today I'm going to read all of these blogs to like these. So let's get started. State management, data and backend state management. Note: if you have written a mobile app using Flutter and wonder why your app state is lost on a restart, check out restart state on Android or restart state on iOS. Let's check it out. Nice. Okay, let me move my camera here. When a user run one app and then selects another app to run, the app is moved to the background or bank or backgrounded. The operating system, both iOS and Android, might kill the backgrounded app to release memory and improve performance for the app running in the foreground. When the user selects the app again, bring it back to the foreground, the OS relaunches it. But unless you have set up a way to save the state of the app before it was killed, you have lost the state and app start from scratch. The user has lost the continuity they expect, which is already not ideal. Okay, oh, my mobile is sliding, never mind. When, when the user selects the app again, bring it back to the foreground. Okay, where was I? So the quantity of this is clearly not ideal. Imagine filling out a lengthy form and being interrupted by a phone call before clicking submit. So how can you restore the state of the app so that it looks like it did before it was sent to background? Flutter has a solution for this with restoration manager. Okay, there's something called restoration manager. Let me save this for future. In the service library with the restoration manager, the Flutter framework provides the state app to the engine as the state changes so that the app is ready when the OS signals that it's about to kill the app, giving the app only moment to prepare. Instance state process long-lived in state. When should you use the restoration manager and when should you save the state to long-term storage? Instant state, also known as short-term or ephemeral state, include unsubmitted form field values, the current selected tab, and so on. On Android, this limit is to 1 MB, and if the app exceeds this, it crashes with transaction to large accessor in the native code. Okay. You can enable state restoration with just few tasks. Define a restoration ID or restoration scope ID for all the widgets that support it, such as text field and scroll field. This automatically enables built-in state restoration for those widgets. For custom widget, you must decide what state you want to restore and hold that state in restorable property. The Flutter API provides various subclasses for different data types. Define those restorable property widget in a state class that uses restoration mixin. Okay, register those widgets with mixin in a restored state. If you use any navigation API like push name and so on, migrate to the API that has restorable restore restorable in the name, restorable push, restore restorable push name and so on to restore the navigation stack. Other constellations: providing a restoration ID to material app component Cupertino app or widget app automatically enable state restoration by injecting a root restoration scope. If you need to restore state above the app class, inject a root restoration scope. Now the difference between restoration ID and restoration scope ID: widgets that takes a restoration scope ID create a new restoration scope, a new re restoration bucket into which all the children store its state. A restoration ID means that the widget and its children store the information in this surrounding bucket. Okay, it's all about bucket. I didn't. Okay, just get it a bit. Restoring navigation state. If you want to your app to return to particular route that the user was most recently viewing, the shopping cart, the for example, restoration state for navigation as well. If you use the navigation API directly, migrate the standard method to restorable method that have restorable in the name. For example, replace push with restorable. How to pronounce?
Restore. Restore.
Restorable. Restorable. The best is not example listed about other is implement navigation with the Go out package setting the restorable restoration ID value occur in testing state. To test restoration, set up your mobile device citizen, save the state app in the background to learn how to do this. Not checking restoration. Okay, we can check it out. Re-enable student quantify once you finish testing. Okay, I found it quite interesting, guys. I'll save it for the future. For example, this simple pages is simple iOS. Okay, that's all. I will check this on this later. When user run an app, mobile app, and then select another app to run, the first app is moved to the background or backgrounded. The operating system, both iOS and Apple, the backgrounded app to reduce memory or improve performance for the app running in the foreground. It's the same documentation. You can use the restoration manager and related class to handle state restoration, and iOS app required a bit extra setup in Xcode, but restoration classes otherwise work the same on both iOS and Android. Just check out on the surface. I will not do it now. Hello guys. So if you are familiar with state management in reactive app, you can skip this section through. You might want to review the list of different approaches. My app card, my login screen, my catalog, my card, my app bar, my list item. Okay, you can explore Flutter. There comes a time when you need to share application state between screens across your app. There are many approaches you can take, many questions you think about. In the following pages, you will learn basic or dealing with state in Flutter app. What is declarative? Start thinking declaratively. If you are coming to Flutter from imperative frameworks such as Android SDK or iOS UI Kit, you will start thinking about app development from a new perspective. Many assumptions that you might don't apply to Flutter. For example, in Flutter, it's okay to rebuild part of your UI from scratch instead of modifying it. Flutter is fast enough to do so even on every frame if needed. Flutter is declarative. That means Flutter builds its user interface to reflect current state of your application. Declarative भनेको चाहिँ this means that Flutter builds its user interface to reflect the current state of your application. UI, the layout of the screen, your build method, the application state भनेको चाहिँ UI भनेको हाम्रो मेथडहरू कहाँ छौ आज भोलि भन्ने लाइन छ। अरू के भन्नु पर्यो बेटा गाइज।